In this video, I shall be reviewing Picard, Season 1, Episode 1, called Remembrance. And I just gotta say, it's really good, guys. The wait is finally over, and it's here. Let's talk about it. Hello, my name is James, and welcome to Mirror Domains. And this is a review for Picard, Episode 1, Remembrance. And right off the bat, I think it opens up beautifully. It shows us a scene with Data and Picard playing, I think it's chess, right? And you can tell it's sort of a dream sequence because Picard is talking with him and you're just waiting for an explanation as to what's going to be happening with them. How are they there? And there's enough there that for huge fans, they can tell that something's not right because Picard is having his tea, but then he pours milk in his tea, and we all know that Picard has his Earl Grey black. So that was kind of a clue as to how this whole episode was. It was curious to see how they set things up, but it was also going to give us things that we could sink our teeth into. And I thought that was great. And seeing Brent Spiner back as Data, they must have done some de-aging or something because it looked good. I know that he's a lot older now and his face just doesn't look the same, but I still thought it was cool to see Data. I think he was part of the heart of what made the Next Generation. And it was just good to see the universe going forward again, you know? It was nice to be in the future again and not always going in the past. And that's something I never really liked about the way that the Star Trek franchise was going. They were always going backwards and always going to some alternate J.J. Abrams verse. I never really liked that stuff. I always thought Star Trek should be moving forward, and it's great to be back finally moving forward. And I thought that was great. Just going into Picard, obviously he's back on his vineyard, and there was an episode of him talking with a reporter about an episode that happened on Mars where synthetic life made an attack and he was responsible or something like that. He gets angry and it was kind of like, well, what's going on there? I guess robots or androids attacked Mars, and I was just curious. I had to watch that scene again because there's a lot of information there that I'm guessing is going to be the drive of what, like the backbone of what this season is going to be about. But then, of course, we get introduced to Dodge, who is, it's revealed in this episode that it's the possibility she's Data's daughter. Like, he made another one after Lal and hid her, which was very smart of him to do. But I like that. And it just opens up with a scene with her and her boyfriend, and then her boyfriend gets killed by these men that are after her, and you're like, well, what's so special about her? And then they're talking about activation or something, and all of a sudden she just starts kicking butt. It was like, that was cool to see. Yeah, and you're just kind of, well, what's going on here? And then Picard has another dream about Data. He's painting a picture of this girl by the ocean out in the vineyard, and I felt like, yeah, that's another great scene. What's going on here? They're trying to lay the groundwork for something. And, of course, that's the reveal that this Dodge is possibly Data's daughter. And Picard goes to the archives and sees another version of the painting where you can see the face. He's kind of like, well, who could have possibly done this? And maybe the archives were tampered with. But no, Data did apparently paint this picture. And I felt like that was cool. And speaking about that, they did a lot in this episode to reestablish the universe, obviously, but then as to tie up some loose ends, too. And I felt like that was really cool, because at the end of Nemesis, we always felt like B4 was just going to be the replacement for Data. And Picard goes and tries to talk to the engineers that were working on creating more synthetic humans like Data, androids. And I felt like that whole scene really explained things, because he went to see Alison Pill's character, Dr. Agnes Jurati, I think. And they brought up Bruce Maddox, and I was like, that was cool, because Maddox was the one in the series that was really, really wanting to try to take Data apart to learn how to recreate more of them. And I felt like that was cool. That was a nod that a lot of fans will get. And then they opened up this drawer and B4 is in there. And I felt like, yeah, now that's really closing some loose ends there. Because B4 was a very curious choice to make for Nemesis. I don't know why they didn't use Lore instead, because Data disassembled Lore, but I don't think he destroyed him, right? He disassembled him. If you guys can fill me in with some of that, I think I would appreciate that. I thought he just dismantled him, and then that was it. But, so who knows? Maybe Lore's out there. Maybe Maddox found Lore or something and made more robots like him, and that's why those androids attacked Mars. We'll probably learn more towards the end of, that's probably what the series is about, and that's cool. And then she gets killed. Dodge gets killed trying to save Picard, as they're trying to get away from these people, these Romulans that were after her. That whole scene, it was an action scene. I liked that. I felt like that was really well done. And she gets killed. She gets pretty much vaporized, right? It was just like, well, that's unexpected. You introduce this cool new character. What's going on? But then you learn about the symbol on her necklace means that there were two of them, and Picard knows that, okay, well, that's his mission. He's got to find the other Dodge and talk to her and find out why. Just find out about her and probably try to keep her safe. But then we get to see that other version of her, and she's talking with a Romulan that lands in this really peculiar docking bay, and behind them you can see alcoves. And you're like, oh, wow, okay. Well, I know that 7 of 9 is going to be appearing in this series, and I'm like, okay, this is going to tie into her somehow, right? Right? Maybe not, because as we pan out at the end, they're in a big Borg cube, and that was kind of like, wow, well, that's interesting. What's going on here with that? Did they somehow manage to overcome the Borg menace in the universe, and now they're just mining them for technology, or what's going on with that? So I'm guessing that's how 7 of 9 is going to come in. Picard's going to go to her for help, and that's going to be really cool. And as I saw from the IMDb page, this is going to be 11 episodes, and then I saw that 7 is going to be in 8 of them. That's really cool. That's really going to be awesome. That's, I think, what's going to make this season and this series very special, because we're dealing with fathers and daughters and their relationships with Picard and with Data and this new daughter of his, I'm guessing, and then Picard's relationship with Dodge that we're going to see. That's going to be really cool. And then we're going to experience more humanity and stuff like that, probably with 7. Hopefully we're going to see how along she's evolved. But I'm waiting to see how Riker is going to fit into this. He's probably going to help him at one point. And it's going to be curious, because they've already greenlit a second season, and we hear that Whoopi Goldberg is going to come back as Guinan, and I think that's really cool. So they're going to be doing something with this. They've got enough material that is going to be like cool, and I really hope people jump on this bandwagon of just, finally getting to see some Star Trek moving forward again, and that's cool. That's what I really liked about it. So, Remembrance. Did you like this episode? Did you see it? I think you should. Let me know in the comments below what you thought, and we can talk about it. All right, I can't wait for the next episode. That's it. YouTube is recommending a video for you to watch right there. You can see my latest one just right up here. My name is James, and you're watching Mirror Domains. If you like what you've seen, please hit that thumbs up button and subscribe right there.